Yeah, hi, this is Mike Lembeck with Remax Commercial, just bringing you this week's SoCal Multifamily Sales Pulse for October 30th through November 5th. Wanted to go over the monthly stats since we had a rollover of 1 month to the next. We got to look now at the stats for the past month and seeing what the activity is. For Orange County, we got the days to sell averages just running about normal with running about 38 days, which has been common for over the last 3 out of the last 4 months, almost about the same over the last 6 to 8 months. So, not much change there as far as investor interest and overall listings, number of active listings. We've got a drop there in overall of quite a few, about 30, 35 listings less than what we had in the previous 3 out of 4 months. The number of new listings coming on the market has dropped dramatically also. We're down to 52, which is about the third lowest we've seen over the last 4 years. So a pretty significant drop in new listings hitting the market. The average price per square foot is down a little bit also. So not much change in overall over the last 6 months, but down just last month. And the number of sales we've seen a drop, and that's come down to a level that we haven't seen for about 3 4 months. Activity previously was up in the 70s and 80s down to 60. It's been on a gradual downward trend over the last roughly about a year. So that's it for Orange County. Looking at Long Beach, we've got days to sell averages down also. So good strong activity as far as the amount of movement in properties. Seeing a lot of people exchanging out of Orange County and into Long Beach because the numbers make more sense there as far as from a cash flow standpoint. The number of active listings currently a little bit of an uptick, but relatively about the same it's been over the last 5 6 months. And the number of new listings coming to market for Long Beach, we saw a little bit of an uptick. So that's keeping the active listings overall, about the same, or that's helping keep the active listings overall about the same as it has been. Even though the previous month we were down in September down to just 31 new listings. The average price per square foot is dropping. Overall trend is a little bit on the downward trend. So down to right now currently at $480 per square foot. And the number of sales came down from a little bit of a high last week, but still running relatively about the same as it has been for about the last 6 months. So still decent activity level in Long Beach. And then looking at Los Angeles County, the days to sell average is up over the last 3 months. We've seen an increase. We're now at 46 days to sell on average. So that trend being down at 31 in July, and with the interest rate increases, has just caused that stat to move upward. The number of active listings about the same. It's on a little bit of a downward trend, but running about the same as it has been for over the last 6 months. New listings hitting the market has been just on a steady downward trend. When we were in June we were at 775. Now we're down at 548 new listings hitting the market just last month. And then the average price per square foot still looking at an overall upward trend, and that's been going on for quite a few years there. The number of sales overall is dropping. Out of the last 4 months, 5 6 months, we've seen the overall number of sales per month dropping. We're now down to 239, which, if we look across here, that is the fourth lowest we've seen over the last 4 years. So a significant drop in the total number of sales for LA County. Okay, looking at San Diego County, we've got the days to sell average has been on an upward trend. Our low point was in April of 22 at 11, and then it's been overall increasing now at 30 days in October. So taking longer to sell with the higher interest rates. The number of active listings is running about the same as it has been for about the last 6 months. So no change there. The number of new listings has been about the same for the last 3 months, although we did see a significant drop prior to that time from what it was in June at 148. We're now down to 95 new listings last month. The average price per square foot is on a little bit of a downward move. But it was on hit a peak there, almost about the second highest peak at $825 per square foot. Now we're down to $763 per square foot. That's average price per square foot for sales. The number of sales up slightly from last month, just eight sales more than the previous month. In September we had 45. Now we're at 53. We've seen a little bit of an up and down movement there of sales. Okay, looking at Riverside County, we've got the days to sell average is up quite a bit over the last 2-3 months. We're at 69 days. 2 months ago in August we were at 38, so it's almost doubled the length of time on the market. The number of active listings has dropped a little bit. We were at 364 2 months ago, and now we're at 348 active listings. So a little bit of a drop, not a lot, but still seeing less property on the market. But here we're seeing overall over the last 5 months, we were at 47 in June. This is new listings per month, and then last month we hit just 28, and that is, if you look across here, about the same as these 2 months here in December of 2019. So it's about the second lowest number of weekly or number of monthly listings overall. And then the average price per square foot is running about the same as it has been at $321 per square foot. And the number of sales dropped quite significantly, and it's now at the second lowest it's been over the last 4 years, with just 13 sales last month. Prior to that we were at 18, then 20, 19. So we were running in the 20s, even as high as 38 just about 6 months ago. 13 sales is very, very few for Riverside County. And looking at San Bernardino County, the days to sell average, we are looking at a little bit of an increase, just like we saw in Riverside County, in the Inland Empire area. We saw that increase of sales or increase of days to sell. And then the number of active listings, overall, a little bit of a downward trend, but still up in the 500s. And the number of new listings, we've got downward trend now, a little bit of an uptick last month. We'll have to see where this runs over the next couple of months as we head through the end of November and into December, the holidays. I would say that this number is probably going to drop for new listings per month. The average price per square foot coming up from $265 a square foot, now up to $296, but still running in the range it's been roughly for about the last 9 months. And the number of sales we saw same as last month, 37, and again running about the same as it had been over the last 4, maybe 6 months. And then, but there was an uptick here in April of 55 sales, then down to 42, 44, and we saw a drop down to 33, and then it's been kind of running about that same range over the last 4 months. So that's a rundown on the monthly stats for all of Southern California. So overall, the pulse of the market, we're seeing an increase of expired listings, and we're also seeing the absorption rate has increased at the same time. The increase of months of inventory all across Southern California also. So all those indicators of a slower market with higher absorption rate and longer days on market and more active listings, that level of active listings has not really increased dramatically. It's, as you can see from the previous run of this running over of the stats, there isn't a significant increase there. And we're also seeing properties that are coming back on the market after being in escrow. Potentially, either the buyer has gotten cold feet or they couldn't qualify for financing at the new rates based on when they purchased or when they went under contract with the property. So potentially some of these properties that are currently in escrow are coming back on the market. Buyers are just looking at it and saying the numbers don't make sense like they did when they first decided to purchase the property. As far as what to expect, we're seeing a lot of buyers that are trying to assume the existing financing on any purchases that they are making. They're looking at point or interest rates at anywhere from 2 to 3% less than what they can get in today's open market. And with those loans that are being assumed, they're at 3%, three maybe 4%. Roughly about 2 to 3 points less than what they can get if they got a new loan. And the cash flow on those properties makes a lot more sense with those old interest rates. So that's why they're trying to assume the existing loans and either going cash to a new loan, cash to existing loan, or having the seller potentially even carry back some paper to help facilitate the deal. And with the recent market changes, interest rates increasing, what we're seeing too is a slowdown in activity, slowdown in amount of buyers that are out there. So it's a good time to take advantage or at least take a look at the REMAX commercial auction program, which allows a buyer or seller to put the property on the market, sell it, and have very little cost or very few fees associated with it because the buyer is going to be paying the buyer's premium on the purchase, and they're avoiding having to pay commissions on the sale. So you're roughly saving anywhere from 4 to say 6%, including all sales costs, on using our program, the REMAX Commercial Auction Program. So if you're interested in something like that, feel free to reach out to me. I can send you more information on it. There's a web page on my website that will direct you on exactly what you need to do. And then we have the program that's being sponsored by the provider of the auctions. They've got 30 to 40 years experience. The last 10 to 20 years are online. So they're very skilled, very well versed in the program, and can definitely take care of anything that you might need. So feel free to reach out to me for any information that you have on that, if that's something that you feel might work for you. All right, make sure you take a look at my website to take a look at all the closed sales and recent stats of anything in the past week, the weekly closed sales. Make sure you review all those to get an idea of what properties are selling for maybe in a specific area. If you have any questions on what your value might be, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'll be more than happy to put together a market analysis for you and give you an idea of what your equity position is, how we might be able to take that equity and move it into another property to get you a higher return on investment. So a lot of people have some dormant equity with the increasing values, and they can potentially put that to use to get a more higher monthly income than they're currently experiencing now. So hopefully all this information is helpful to you. Again, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Love to hear from you.